What is up, everybody, and welcome into the DNVR Nuggets pregame lounge.
Let's go.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download it right now. Use promo code DNVR when you do. He's confident. He's always he's especially confident.
Yeah, a little off-puttingly so, I would say.
But he has a stone-cold lock.
I like it a lot.
It is a lock. It will not lose. There's no way it can lose. Everyone has to jump in.
That's going to be a great tease, and we're going to have to save that for you to the very end.
Wearing like gold chains and things on this show. I get like big, thick glasses. Like
especially on nights that I do really well, I come in with the glasses. That's a good one. It's like the turnover chain that they have in football.
Well, if you're going to wear shorts, you can get away with anything here. I thought, it was warm out, though. It's nice. It's like we're in summer, full-on summer mode here in Colorado. We got a lot to get to tonight, guys, because this is a big game. There's a lot of energy in the building, and by the building, I mean the DNVR Bar. In case you can't hear, a little bit of a special feel to tonight. The bar is popping. Avs are playing, Rockies are playing, Nuggets are playing, and this is an especially big game. The Clippers. We're in an interesting spot. Later on, we're going to talk about the matchup chess that is about to take place. That is actually taking place as we speak, including tonight, with every team now trying to jockey for who are you going to play. And it's a weird situation where Denver's winning sometimes. There's like benefits and negatives to all of it.
Yes. This is where they like to be. The Denver Nuggets have shown they have no aversion to choosing their own path as the season winds down. So you want to have the best possible options so that later on you can sort of decide how to play it.
2 years in a row, Denver's kind of done this. Like,
there's no kind of about it.
They've totally done this.
100%
Denver is very good at this. All these other teams are going to try it this year for the first time. I don't know if they can keep up with Denver. Denver knows exactly what to do.
Know your role, other teams. That's what we do.
We're also, you guys, tonight represents a big matchup for Aaron Gordon and a big test. And I want to kind of do an Aaron Gordon review and kind of talk about the last couple weeks. But you look at the schedule coming up, he is going to take center stage, and then, of course, the bets. But first, the pregame notes. Kawhi Leonard, guys, I know we were all holding our breath. Is he in? Is he out? He is in.
Oh. He's in.
I can let my breath go.
Pregame, Michael Malone did a oh, my God, as if he didn't know, So he knew that the Kawhi would be coming back. It's obviously an important game for them. This is a real test. Serge Ibaka's still out. Pat Beverly's still out. Pre-game, Doc Rivers says that Zubac is going to be guarding Jokic one-on-one. They're not going to be sending a double. He said if he's not doing well, we'll obviously send a double. First of all, let me ask you this. Coaches don't usually talk about strategy pre-game. I was kind of surprised by this.
I was like, what a rookie. That was a rookie mistake to just let Jokic know that a double team is coming. I think that he thought it was going to be like some type of reverse psychology that he was using out there. Like, you know what? Just prepare for that double team, as if Jokic didn't know that he was going to be double teamed at some point.
I feel like Doc Rivers is just neutralized in full by the Denver Nuggets.
Apparently, I said Doc Rivers instead of Ty Lue. I apologize. I meant Ty Lue. I meant Ty Lue.
That's why I said it's a rookie mistake. I mean, he's not a rookie, but that's just something you don't do. But I think that he was that was like some mental games that he was trying to play with that. Jokic knows the double team's coming. Yeah. But now he gets to extra prepare for it.
He knows it's coming.
Well, the thing that's funny about it is, come on, this isn't Jokic's first rodeo. It's not. Jokic knows how to read the defense and see what's happening.
Like, oh, wow, I'm being doubled? This reminds me of every game I've ever played.
Oh, wow, I'm being doubled? I'm so unprepared. What do I do?
Or should I pass it off?
Mentally,
should I just quit basketball?
Maybe I should. But I do think, let's be honest. Jokic, I thought, did not score on Zubac in this last matchup the way I thought that he should, or in the loss, the way that I think he should. Because Zubac is okay. He's gotten better. I'm not the biggest Zubac fan. I don't think he's a stopper, like a stopper for Jokic. And Jokic especially, the guys he has a hard time with are like the Rashawn Holmes type, these really athletic, quick guys. Zubac's below the rim, can't block his shot. I really think that tonight would go a long way for Jokic to go out and really dominate that matchup one-on-one. Force them to try different things out and be over aggressive on you.
And I'm sure that he understands that he didn't have a huge game against them. I know at this point Jokic is logging the guys that are defend them a certain way and defend them in a good way. And then also he understands that this is a game that the Nuggets really need. So you had to know that the first thing he did was go back to the last time they played him and see how they adjusted to him and how they came after him. And Tyronn Lue already knew. He knew that it was going to be a double team, but that's what they did last time. And then also they just put a whole wall up against him. So I do think that he's going to adjust in this game and just try to read what's happening early on, but he's going to be very aggressive. I have a feeling he's going to be aggressive.
Yeah, I feel like we have more than likely really switched into I think it's starting to now officially feel like the playoffs. Like there's shades of the playoffs. There's the Avs are scoring, things are happening. But to me, it feels like Jokic is sort of like getting into that place where we're getting into that like cold stone-faced killer mode for Jokic. And I'd be very surprised if he didn't come out and just really take care of business. Ever since, the third act of this team has taken place, like Jokic has very obviously sort of understood his place as not only the most valuable player on this team, most valuable player in the league, but he's like looked the part. And he's looked as though he's like accepted it. The same way that Jokic has approached his entire career. He's like, oh God, like at a certain point he's like, all right, fine, I accept it. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're at again for him.
I think that this is also a big test for Michael Porter because as his star rises, more teams are going to key in on him. And tonight they've got nothing but players that can key in on him. I mean, Marcus Morris, who can guard, but then Kawhi Leonard, elite defender, Paul George, elite defender. He's going to have no shortage of guys, and I'll bet you he sees all of them. No shortage of guys that are going to go up against him, and I'm curious to see how he handles it. We haven't seen a team really attack Porter, and I kind of predict that's what we see tonight, attacking Porter defensively, meaning trying to really bottle him up.
And also, I just think that that's a group that's really physical. They're going to be really physical with him, and he hasn't seen much of that at all yet. He's a finesse guy that just is, shooting and getting to his spots. They're not going to allow him to get to his spots, and that's all three. We already know Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are great defenders, but to have Morris be a physical guy that also is like he's mentally like just prepared different. He's going to try to prove a point to try to like punk him and do things like that. So the way that Michael Porter Jr. He responds in this game is going to be huge for the Nuggets, and this is the biggest test that we've seen thus far for him.
No question. For the team in general, this is like where we really. I mean, it's hard to put too much weight on one game, but this is a game that really is like the first real measurement stick game that we've gotten since Will Barton went down. Since we had had the team has had to reinvent itself a third time to see, okay, now this team's suddenly their identity appears to be like one of a more defensively minded squad somehow. We lost all of our shooting sort of in one fell swoop. But we're going to see like how that works against these other teams. Like how if this new combination of players anchored by Jokic, which already put you a major leg up, like if it's enough. And I think it is. We'll see.
You mentioned the defensive identity. I went back and watched that fourth quarter 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times I went back and watched it because it was so beautiful. It really was an incredible defensive, quarter for the Nuggets, and it will be put to the test tonight because the Clippers can score. Also, note, guys, actually the most important note, if we want to be honest, the most important note. Jamal Murray saw the team today for the first time since his surgery. Mm-hmm. And Michael Malone said that, it was important for Murray to see the guys and also for the guys to see Murray. And I'm really curious. You can pull it up, Kale, if you want. There's not necessarily the best photo, actually. It's just him with Coach Wes Unseld, assistant coach Wes Unseld there. But, he is in the arena. He is with the team. And I do wonder if you get a little bit of an emotional boost seeing your guy. We saw that Nikola Jokic in his interview with Rachel Nichols was asked about Jamal Murray, and he said, mostly I just miss him. Yeah. Like as a person, and it was like really sweet. He's like, I just miss being around him. And it's like, I wonder if there's something to like, hey, we get a boost tonight. Our guy's here.
Yeah, and Jamal Murray wasn't just their regular leader this year that they pushed in, but he's their emotional leader. He has a gauge of how the team is, and right now they have been playing for something more, and this is a test without him. So him being there is like really big because you already know he's going to be loud on the bench. You already know he's going to try to be in the huddles and telling them what to do out there, which is also part like big in like his development as a leader, that he gets to do it from the sideline now, like in like a coaching aspect type of thing. But yeah, I do think that he brings a boost to the team because it's already a big game because they want that 3rd seed. They're playing for something more. It's a nationally televised game.
Nationally televised. Oh, crap.
God, I forgot to factor that in.
Now it's just like, calm down. Your guy is here. Even though he's not on the court with you guys, he's still here.
Maybe we can get this game. Is there any way we can petition to get this game moved to NBA TV? Is that possible?
Well, yeah, the league almost did that. They already did it to the Utah. It's so funny. Denver, Utah's played all these games together, and everyone is a banger.
Total banger.
And they're like, let's move that off. We got to get the Lakers and Portland back on there. It's just, you're like,
disgusting.
Denver, Utah is a guaranteed great game. Just guaranteed. There's rivalry. I hate the NBA. I hate it.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? But you said that this was an important game for the 3 seed, which brings us to the next segment here. Matchup chess. Matchup chess, guys.
Ooh.
So tonight, the Nuggets beat the Clippers. They move into the 3 seed. They avoid the Lakers unless Dallas tonight wins, and let's see, they are currently up 22-12 on Washington. If Dallas wins, then the Lakers become the 6 seed and would match up with the 3 seed. So Denver might tonight both get out of contending with the Lakers and back into contending with the Lakers in the playoffs.
Yep.
But I love it because I feel like it puts pressure on the Lakers. Like it really does because we know with the weird playing games and how like the seeding is this year, they have to go all out. They have to try to win games. So they are going to try to get back into like the 4 or 5 spot. They can't drop any lower because if you lose a few games in a row, now you're at a spot where you're trying to play to get in the playoffs. And how bad would that be to LeBron's legacy?
Oh, man. I've said this all along. Like the LeBron Curry thing, you know, like Curry fans hate LeBron fans. LeBron fans hate Curry because they kind of discredit each other in different ways. If it came down to one of you guys misses the playoffs and like Curry could do that to LeBron, like just think about it, or LeBron to Curry, it would be too perfect. I'm rooting for it. And by the way, more possible than people think, LeBron returned last night. Did not look that great.
Didn't look great. I mean, it's his first game back. But you're right, and they lost. They lost to the Kings, which what kind of loser team loses the
losers?
Kings? Unbelievable.
If we take a look at this Lakers schedule here, do we have it, Kale? Is it already up on the board, the Lakers schedule? All right, we pull up the Lakers schedule. Here's what they got. They've got Toronto tomorrow. They've got Denver, the Clippers, Portland. That's a tough little 4. And then Phoenix right after that, and then New York. That's a murderer's row to try to get your legs under you. And by the way, back-to-back between Toronto and Denver, back-to-back between the Clippers and Portland. Portland, by the way, a must-win game because Portland trying to come ahead of them. So if you just look at that stretch, if you look at all of their games here, Dev, do you have it in front of you?
No, but just even taking a look at their schedule, all of the games that they're playing are meaningful games for the other team also.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides the Raptors.
Toronto still has a chance. I mean,
they have a chance a little bit, but
they play them tomorrow. Toronto has not thrown in the towel yet.
Even then, that means that every single game is an important playoff-like atmosphere type of game with trying to bring back LeBron James, trying to bring back and keep healthy Anthony Davis, and then try to insert Andre Drummond and everything into the mix. Like, the Lakers are in a tough spot. That's not a spot I want to be in.
Yeah, screw them.
From the Lakers.
This is great. It is going to be hilarious if like we've just done all this hand wringing about the Lakers, and it just like turns out they suck. They
were good. They were very good at one time.
Whoever gets them, it's like, oh, thank God we got the just sweeps them right out.
Yeah. I don't think that'll be
Dallas
the case
after all of this.
But here's my point. So Toronto, Denver, Lakers, Portland, Phoenix, New York. I think they go 3-3 at best in that stretch there? Like, it's not. I don't think it's crazy to think that they would go 3-3. And if they lose 3 games, I think Dallas might overtake them. Let's take a look at Dallas's schedule here. Kale, I know we have that one pulled up here. I'll pull it up on mine as well. Their schedule gets a little bit easier. Tonight is the big game, and they are currently up on the Wizards. Wizards a tough one. Personally, I went through all of this. I said if they win tonight against the Wizards, I think they overtake the Lakers. If you look at it, they got Sacramento, Miami, Brooklyn, Cleveland, at Memphis, New Orleans, Toronto, Minnesota. New Orleans, Toronto, Minnesota, and by the way, Toronto is the second to last game of the year. So they probably will be tanking by then. Cleveland, and Sacramento. They have 6 tanking teams. They have 6 tanking teams. So non-tanking teams tonight, Brooklyn and Memphis.
They're going to overtake the Lakers.
They're going to overtake the Lakers. So part of me wonders.
Well, but this is the larger point here is like, how does this ultimately affect the Nuggets? And all the Nuggets can do is win and then lose when they need to. And
but the Clippers might lose where they need to, too. I mean, the Clippers don't want to take on the Lakers in the first round.
But that's the best part is if you win enough games, you could control
that's the point.
Everything.
You want to get to the catbirds.
I'm telling you, you might not.
You really can control everything because the Nuggets have the satisfaction of something else. You could put Marcus Howard as your starting
point guard.
What
I'm saying is the Clippers might do the same thing. They might be like, hey, we're the 4 seed. Denver's going to lose. We'll lose 2. Lose 3 in a row. We'll lose 3 in a row. Like, it doesn't matter. We'll stay in this.
Just a complete free fall.
Just a complete free fall. We might get in. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest game of cat and mouse where nobody can budge. Like right now, it's unclear whether the 3 or 4 will be better. But here, let me paint you a scenario that might actually be the best case scenario and is actually more possible. What if they do fall to the 7 seed, the Lakers? They have that tough schedule. Portland has given me no faith.
They end up playing the Jazz?
They play the play-in to get one of the Jazz, which it would just be too perfect. But let's look at the Portland Trailblazers schedule, okay? And they've not been very good lately. They've got Boston, who's also not been. Boston's kind of the Blazers of the East.
I was just about to say they're at the exact same spot, that they're just not looking good.
Some nights they have great performances. They've got Atlanta, so that's 2 tough ones. Cleveland, gimme. Then they've got the Lakers. If they beat the Lakers, by the way, that's on ESPN next Friday. That's a huge game.
This is the greatest.
It could come down to that game.
The greatest subtext of this is just like, we just think the Lakers are going to lose every game, but we're still scared to play them.
Because every game that goes by, they get healthier, and you worry about that.
Maybe they just sucked, dude. I'm telling you, LeBron James got injured for a long period. His first year with the Lakers, he came back. They missed the playoffs.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting because then they got San Antonio, Houston. They could win though. I mean, Portland sucks in my opinion. At Utah, at Phoenix, those are very, very tough. They'll probably lose both of those. But the last game of the year, Denver. Now, what if Denver's in the 4 seed?
Oh boy.
Or 3 seed, or any of them? Any seed that they're in, and they can afford to drop that game. Yeah, and that game puts Portland above the Lakers in the standings. I actually foresee a situation where Denver could be there where it's like, oh, so if we lose, the Lakers get the 7 seed? All right.
The greatest part about this is that Michael Malone has shown no problem with being unbelievably shady when it comes down the line and tanking games if need be for the right position. So I want to give that man the best possible hand to play with, and
to just be able to just play pedal and pull strings from the top. That's the best spot to be in, where you can control it. Especially going into the last part. That's what makes this game so big, is because you really can get a foot up on everyone and be in the controlling spot. Because you move closer to that where you're on top of the Clippers, and now whatever you do dictates what they do. So now they have to play on the same nights as you most times, and they have to do scoreboard watch. Okay, let's sit Kawhi for a little bit and see what happens.
I just want to be in a position where LeBron and Anthony Davis have to play every back-to-back down the stretch and go to the play-in game and play back-to-back and then go right into a first-round series. I just want to be in that situation where both of them have to sprint through the tape.
I love it.
And maybe lose because Steph Curry got really hot.
Maybe they already prepared for that. Maybe that's why they held LeBron out for a little bit longer, because they're in a weird spot that they've never, they haven't been in, where they're not able to control anything. They have to win games as well. And now they're coming into they also, every game they have is nationally televised, but they're having to win games. So they don't have the luxury of sitting guys like the Clippers and the Nuggets do if they want to. Even though they don't, they have the chance to, and the Lakers don't have that.
Well, we got to keep it moving, but I do just want to say that tonight, obviously I think Denver winning is the best outcome. But, even if they lose, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, let's see how this plays out. Denver has such a lead on the Lakers that I don't think Denver's going to fall below 4, knock on wood. I mean, it's possible, but probably not.
For me, this game has nothing to do with playoff implications. This game for me is that measuring stick.
Yeah.
I really want to see where the Nuggets are, because things have been just so great for the last 4 or 5, and I don't know if I can trust it, or because we've been playing a lot of teams that this would have been an absolute disaster for them had they won.
Well, yeah, maybe. But here, so speaking of measuring sticks, though, it's a measuring stick for the team. I think it's especially a measuring stick for one Aaron Gordon.
Oh.
One Aaron Gordon.
You hear that, Aaron Gordon?
He was brought to this team specifically to defend. And when I say this game, I actually mean this game is the first of several. If you look at the schedule for Denver, tonight, obviously, the Clippers. Then the Lakers, he's going to have LeBron. After that, New York, Julius Randle. After that, Utah, nobody really. But after that, Brooklyn, probably Kevin Durant. So he's going to have 4 of the next 5 games are all going to be major Aaron Gordon assignment games, and it starts with tonight. One of the first games he had in Denver against Kawhi Leonard, shut him down. I mean, did as much as you can shut Kawhi Leonard down. One of his most impressive games. What do you expect from Aaron Gordon tonight defensively?
I expect him to do exactly what he was brought in here to do.
He's done it already.
To defend Kawhi Leonard, to defend those type of guys that, are like versatile type of guys that he can show, like, this is what I'm here for. I expect him to be really, like, aggressive in this game, but also to, like, show himself on the defensive end. I'm here to alter the team. I'm here to give you guys something that you guys haven't had in a while. And I know I'm not scoring right now, but that's okay, because these are the games that I really need you in. And I think that that's the conversations that's been had to him. Aaron, we don't care if you score or not. We're winning games with you being yourself. So I think that's what happens.
I mean, they have matched up against the Clippers since we've had Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon did a masterful job on Kawhi Leonard.
But I think his defense has slipped a little, guys, since then.
I agree, but I don't think it's slipped in the way that he has, like...
He hasn't had a guy to guard.
He hasn't had a guy to guard, and it's like not been a critical matchup, and it's been a regular season game, and defense takes supreme effort, and you can't bring that every night, and nor should you in the regular season. And
it's the best spot for him to be in. I haven't had a guy to guard, so let me try to learn your guys' offense while we keep winning games. Like, let me try to implement myself in different ways. But on nights that you really need me to lock down and defend, I'm going to do that. And we've seen that with the Zion. That was the one chance that we got to see him be himself. And he slowed down Zion. Nobody can stop him, but he did slow him down and alter that game.
There hasn't been a matchup where Aaron Gordon has been, like, roasted. He's been very good or fine every game.
I just keep coming back to slow-mo, taking him off the dribble, I think 3 different times in isolation, and I'm just like, Kyle Anderson, come on, man. But you're not wrong. Yeah. There's not an urgency to Kyle Anderson.
There's not, right.
There's a huge urgency tonight.
And we have seen it. To me, tonight is much more about Michael Porter Jr. than it is about Aaron Gordon. Like, we have seen Aaron Gordon lock down the top defenders of the other team. Like you mentioned at the top of the show, we have not seen Michael Porter Jr. fight through defensive focus on him.
Well, can we just put it out there? This is for him. If he needs to stop Kawhi, Paul George, he needs to make an impact on him. If he doesn't, I think there'll be a little bit of disappointment tonight. Am I going too far?
Aaron Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because this now feels like this is little shades of the playoffs. Like, this is a meaningful game. So if you don't get a good effort out of Aaron Gordon tonight, there's a little bit cause for concern.
No text from Harrison Wynn tonight on whether or not Aaron Gordon's loose, so I don't know, guys.
Is he at the arena? It's his birthday, right?
It is his birthday. Oh, by the way, shouts to the Peloton Prince.
I know, right?
He's getting so old right before our eyes.
Another trip around the old Peloton.
Wow, the old Peloton. Guys, it's everybody's favorite point in the show where Superstar Dev reveals to us his absolute stone cold lock.
I'm going to actually call my bank to let them know that a huge cash influx is on its way.
Let them know. They need preparation.
They'll think
if you have any children, put your child support on this.
Support?
I am so sure about this bet.
I have children, but I don't have child support.
So just like the first to take a look at it, it says that the Clippers are favored by 6.
I've never seen the Wi-Fi slow in here. That's how many people are at the bar tonight.
Yeah, this is rough. I just seen that too.
It's like really taking a while to log in here. I might have to no Wi-Fi this.
So they're -6.
Okay.
You could get the Nuggets, who I believe is the better team, honestly. It doesn't matter if they have Jamal or not, at +6.
Spicy.
Like, you get them at +6, and I feel like that's a challenge.
You're over here betting points?
I've
never seen it.
It's +6. You're not betting points. You could say money line, and you're okay with money lines. Do you think the Nuggets win tonight?
I certainly hope they win. I'll say
well done.
I think that they win tonight. I think it's a +6 night.
Ooh. All right,
I'm on it, Dev, just because I don't like to go against Dev. He's always right.
Then we'll take a look at the player props.
Okay.
Michael Porter Jr. is at 22.5. They
lock it down.
They already knew that he's been like scoring a lot, but they put it down some.
Well, Kawhi Leonard.
He says
Paul
that
George.
he's going to go on it. I'm not going on that. I'm just going to just watch from the
He's
side.
going to watch. All right.
I'm just going to watch, and
stick
hopefully
game.
he stands up.
I got to ignore you. I got to go with Dev, man. I got to.
My stone cold lock.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Is this Kawhi? Who is this?
No.
Paul George?
It is a nugget.
What?
It is
Oh, wait, a Denver
the
Nugget?
most important nugget of the night, and we've already talked
Facu.
about him. Aaron Gordon.
Let's go.
Aaron Gordon, this is the night for him. I think that he's really active. He's doing everything he can. Points, rebounds, and assists are super low. 18.5
Okay.
points, rebounds, and assists.
This is your lock, huh?
It is a stone cold
I'm putting
lock.
my child support on this line.
Child support is on this lock.
All right, I'm going to be
now.
honest. I don't see it, but I'm doing a double unit
Double
just because I
unit.
have faith in
Double
my
unit.
broker over here.
You not only didn't bet my lock, you eschewed it entirely.
I did.
Dev locked
And I
it
even agreed with it.
2 units.
2 units. I mean, he said it's a lock. He walked into the bar tonight and said, I got a stone cold lock. That
He
was
did.
it.
So my
did.
second one that I'm really on, also a
That's
nugget.
a 5 pepper take. by
another
the way.
nugget?
Also a nugget.
Okay.
Nikola Jokic. Points. 25.5.
All right, I can see it.
I think that he goes after it.
I took the points, rebounds, assists for him. This is a Jokic night.
This is a Jokic night, and I really do think that he looks at Zubac and he's like, I destroy everybody. I did not figure him out last time. Guess
Right,
what?
yeah.
I'm going to prove to everyone that I know how to destroy him. I'm going to go with his points as well. Is there
All right.
anything else that you guys feel are standing out?
I will tell you that 3-pointers for Michael Porter Jr. has been bussed back down to 2.5 because he didn't hit it any of the times they put it
Right,
at 2.5.
None of them.
But he hit 3
is this
every
a bad
time.
bet if I think Jokic assists under 8.5? He
No.
hasn't been getting assists.
He has not
lately.
been getting it. And I don't think this is well, they said they're going to double him off top.
No, they said they weren't going to double him. They said they were going to let Zubac guard him.
Oh, this is going to be low. He's going to
See, I don't like betting this. It feels a little sticky, but
Dude, you know what?
but I bet the point, so I feel like what I'm saying is he's going to score
Can I tell you
50.
can I tell you the lock for fun?
Okay, fun lock. Give it to me.
The lock that will provide you the most fun.
That's
You
all-
may
that's all I
not
really
win,
want.
but it'll be fun the entire time. It's a lock to be fun. Facundo Campasso over 5.5 assists. He's been
He has been
he's
assisting.
been diming it up out there.
He
He's
has been
feeling
assisting.
himself.
He's
You know
getting
what?
the minutes.
Dude, he's in the
every-
I don't
Facundo.
usually make
And
this
it- and
many
it's-
bets, but
and
it
it's
is a
in-
Saturday.
And it's in plus money.
It is a
100.
Saturday. I'm going to hop in on this. And
Guaranteed to be fun.
can I tell you,
Not guaranteed to win in any way.
I'm also doing Michael Porter's back down to 2.5.
That's what I said, yeah.
He's back down to 2.5. I'm going to take my 2.5
it's
threes.
minus 136. It's not
Also,
great.
a smart thing with that is they're going to be so aggressive with them that he's not going to try to get inside. He's going to try to get himself going from outside first to then try to get himself
Oh,
inside.
boy.
So
It's-
catch and shoot
Isn't
spots.
it crazy we know exactly how this game is going to go and just profit off of it?
Wow, I can't believe it. I made a lot of bets tonight. I feel like I got a little wild, but this is a big one, guys. Measuring stick game. It does remind me. Do you remember who did Brooklyn play? And somebody, it was Phoenix, Brooklyn, Phoenix, and Brooklyn won. And somebody asked Kevin Durant after the game, "Do you feel like this was a measuring stick for you?" And he said, "I feel like it was a measuring stick for them." And it was such a cocky, but it was also accurate.
Yeah.
Like, it really was, right?
God, I cannot stand the attitude that the Brooklyn Nets have taken on this season, where they just do not
But
care
I
in any way
I know.
about the regular season.
But if Nuggets do get the win tonight, I'm going to use that same line. It was a measuring stick for them. They came up short, hopefully. So.
I'm going to use that about my Facu bet that I just made.
It was a measuring stick for you. Guys, hit the like button as you get on out of here. Bring the good vibes. We're here
Yeah,
Saturday
dude.
night at the bar. Couldn't
Make
get
it
better.
immaculate out there,
Bring
would you
those
please?
immaculate vibes, and we'll see you guys in the post game.
Tag me
Let's
right after it
go.
hits, too. I want everyone to tag me after it hits.